In a world overflowing with noise, opinion, conformity, and weakness disguised as virtue, I must pose a question. What becomes of the man who dares to walk alone? What becomes of the man who refuses the warm herd and instead chooses the cold, fierce silence of solitude? They will call him arrogant, Madam Dangerous even. But in truth, this man is the strongest among us, not by brute strength alone, but by the strength of spirit. The man who walks alone by choice is not a recluse out of fear or rejection, but a sovereign being, a master of himself. He is not cast out. He casts himself out. And that, precisely, is what makes him strong. The weakness of the herd. Today, we live in a world of interconnected dependency, not the noble kind, forged through purpose and vision, but the shallow interdependency of likes, comments, algorithms, and groupthink. Most men today are addicted to approval, not greatness. They scroll through artificial lives, measuring their worth through fleeting numbers on glowing screens. They fear being different more than being forgotten. They kneel before public opinion and call it maturity. They do not live, they merely react. This is the herd mentality I spoke of in ages past. It has only grown stronger in this digital age. People have become slaves to mass consensus, willingly handing over their thoughts for borrowed ideas. They do not desire truth, they desire comfort, and the herd provides that. But at what cost? Comfort is the enemy of greatness, and those who refuse the discomfort of solitude, of confrontation, of thinking for themselves, will never rise above mediocrity. They remain eternal last men, apathetic, dull, self-satisfied with small pleasures, the walker alone, the overman of this age. But then, there are the few, the rare, the dangerous, the walker alone. He is not merely a loner. No, that is a misreading of his nature. He is a chooser. He has chosen the path of solitude not because he hates the world, but because he seeks something the world cannot offer. He is on a mission to transcend, to create, to become something more. His solitude is not emptiness, it is space for discipline, for mastery, for vision. He knows that all greatness is born in silence, that the loudest voice is not always the wisest, and that to lead, one must first detach. He does not wish to be understood by all, for he understands that the crowd will never understand what it has not suffered, and the strongest men have suffered greatly. The pain of isolation, of misunderstanding, of spiritual battle, that is their crucible. The walker alone has forged himself in this fire and emerged with something the crowd has never tasted. Power, not power over others, but power over himself. He is not governed by dopamine, distraction, or opinion. His soul is anchored to something far deeper, his will. That ancient force I once called the will to power, the divine instinct to rise, to dominate chaos, to become more than what one is. He refuses to play the endless games of appearance and virtue signaling. He is not interested in appearing good. He is interested in being true, and that often makes him appear wicked to a society built on lies. Walking alone does not mean walking lost. Let no one mistake solitude for confusion. The strong man walks alone because he walks on a path no one else dares to tread. He walks alone because he walks ahead. You will not find him in every room. He does not chase social capital. He does not beg for inclusion. He does not shrink to fit your comfort. If he appears among the many, it is only to observe, to test, or to teach. But his heart remains untethered. His mission is too great for endless chatter. Yes, he may build, he may lead, he may even love, but always from a place of strength, never need. He chooses his circle, his words, his actions with surgical precision. Because he knows, in a world that praises fake unity, true individualism is the last rebellion. Modern slavery, disguised as progress. We have traded chains for paychecks and prisons for platforms. But the slavery persists. The average man today is not free. He is merely managed. His thoughts are outsourced to talking heads, his beliefs bought in bulk, his ambition tamed by comfort and cheap pleasure. Freedom does not mean doing what you want. It means having the courage to become who you are, regardless of what anyone thinks. And only the man who walks alone possesses that kind of courage. The man who walks alone sees through the illusion. He knows that what passes for success today, vanity metrics, shallow fame, imitation, is merely a more seductive form of failure. He does not seek applause. He seeks transcendence, legacy over likes. The strong man understands he is here to leave a legacy, not a trend. His decisions echo beyond him. His footsteps matter. And that is why he walks carefully, but never timidly. To walk alone is not to abandon others, but to become worthy of leading them. It is to first master yourself before presuming to teach or save. This is the great sickness of our age: unearned moralizing, empty activism, hollow leadership. Everyone wants to change the world, but no one wants to change themselves. The man who walks alone changes himself, ruthlessly, daily, painfully. And that is why his influence is real, because it is rooted in something unshakable. The price of power. This path is not for the faint-hearted. It is lonely. It is misunderstood. You will be mocked, excluded, feared, and lied about. But that is the cost of true strength. You cannot be both universal and unique. You must choose, and the strong man has chosen. Not weakness, not applause, not imitation. He has chosen greatness, and greatness always walks alone, at least for a time. So I leave you with this, my fellow seekers. If you feel that call, that tug in your soul, pulling you away from the crowd and towards something deeper, do not resist it. That is your will awakening. That is your destiny taking form. Walk alone, not out of bitterness, but out of purpose. Not to escape the world, but to transcend it. And when the time comes, the world will no longer ignore you. It will have no choice but to follow the footprints you left behind, alone. And that is how the strongest men reshape the world. Thus remember, we are Indeceptor.